Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. Again, if you can look, we just can't break over this trend line. So to me, it doesn't look obviously too positive at the moment, and looks like potentially we could have a little leg down. Let's hope we don't. Let's get some good news. And obviously, that sad event in Brussels has not helped the general sort of sentiment around town at the moment. Um, I just you know, obviously sentiment's down, and some of the stocks that come down. An equity story, our job is we're in the business of making money, and part of that thing is that we follow trends, we follow good stories going up, and we look at sort of you know sometimes, not many times, but really undervalued stocks which we believe are going to make a lot of money, and one of those is Crusader, and it's a little 10 bagger of ours, and Crusader is potentially, one of the most undervalued little gold stories on the ASX. If you look at the major gold players, I think have clicked onto the gold price, and you can see companies like Northern Star and Evolution uh, are doing really, really well. Now, I just bring over the Crusader report because I'll spend a little bit of time on it if you don't mind tonight. Crusader is a really interesting story because presently at the moment they've done a capital raising recently, so their market cap is around 21 million, and this has changed slightly. They've got about 6 million cash in the bank where they're drilling at the moment using some of that money. They've got a debt 4.5 million, which is pretty insignificant. And most importantly is that you look at their directors. I'll go on about their directors a little bit later. But first of all, if you look at they've got four projects which are very exciting. They've got the Posse iron ore mine, which is an up and running iron ore mine. It's cash flow positive, even in the worst case when iron ore had fallen through the roof. It was still cash flow positive. Iron ore is going up, so I'm expecting there's possibility going to be some profits coming out of Posse. They produce iron ore half the price of Rio Tinto and BHP. I think about $12 a ton. And you know what? They just sell in Brazil to the local mills. Fantastic little project. And I think what importantly it does, Posse, for Crusader, it has some people on the ground. They know how to work in Brazil. They know how to work mines in Brazil. They know how to deal with the local infrastructure. They know how to deal with the local town councils. And that's a really important part of what this company has the capabilities of doing. Um, so importantly, I think at the moment, you know, their market cap and the cash they've got in the bank, and they've got Posse, that's possibly their value. So it's got their gold mines, and there's two of them, Borborema here, Borborema Gold Project, and Jurina. Most probably got them at something like zero value on their books, which is actually ridiculous. I mean, I think the Canadians spent about 25 million before they sold Jurina to Crusader, drilling the whole of the area. And there's been some fantastic gold hits there, and everywhere that Jurina have been drilling, they've had unbelievable gold hits. So, Crusader just believe they've hit the surface, and it's not going to be long now. They've got a small little already JORC, not a JORC resource, but they've got a little resource of I just get up here. Um, I'll get up here. It's a little bit simpler for us here. Um, there you go. See a bit clearer now. So they got 250 ounces of gold, and what's important is the grades are very high. So the actual cost of extracting that gold at Jurina would be pretty competitive. I think if you compare it to similar iron ore mines in Brazil, I don't think it'll be costing much more than 500, maybe $600 an ounce to extract that gold. There's a great report on the website by another broking house. They actually went to the site and visited it. I suggest you read it, and again they imply it's going to be those sort of costs, which means that the present iron ore price, I mean this little Jurina, potentially could be making $15 million a year in the next 2 years. So I think Jurina alone could, at the moment where they're trading 10.5 cents, could put a dollar on the share price. Again, Borborema, and again, might be ridiculous to say, Borborema had a NPV, which is a valuation, or net NPV, net present value of it, of $250 million now. Even if that's a little bit high, because it is quite a high capex, about 80 million to get Borborema up and running, you'd think it'd be, just as a fast sell asset, it'd be worth 60, 70, 80 million. So, I think just these two gold mines alone, and nowadays in Brazil, you got the gold prices at record highs, and I think there's the World Bank have brought into Crusader to get Borborema up and running. Farjoy, who are well known to buy into these small little companies, are there to get these sort of projects up and running. I think both these gold mines will get up and running in the next year, and potentially I think you could see this little gem really run. It is an exciting story. Please read up about it, and I think this year, believe this year could be obviously Crusader's year. Just having a look sort of around the traps a little bit. There's sort of really not too much. Good to see MIGME finding a little bit of traction. MIGME is a stock, again, big believers on it. Don't look too much. It's got hardly any volume. MIGME, it moves up and down like $10,000 can move up and down sort of 10%. But this company, again, its sort of market value is around sort of 120, maybe 150 million now. But similar companies monetizing 33 million people, possibly the next Facebook of Southeast Asia. They are listing on the Nasdaq in a year from now, and I expect them to be worth what other companies are worth, monetizing 33 million people. Similar companies around 900 million. So I think they're very undervalued. The market don't sort of really dig them, so it's a little bit like Crusader, possibly another little sleeping giant that just needs to wake up. But I think she will, and there's two really exciting stories that if you're not familiar with, please take a look at them. And MIGME is another really good one. You can actually just Google MIGME, and they have got a great website where they talk to all their shareholders, and there's lots of videos with Stephen Go talking about the company. So go ahead and go on those websites and read up about it, because I think it's a really great story. Just quickly, I just want to do a little thing that stocks move, and some of the good stocks like PME, we bought it a little bit too strong at the beginning of the year, but it's come back, hits that moving average like a really good trend and starts jumping off it. Blue Sky, did the same, came back, bang, working its way up. And just a stock that we've got a sister company of this. This is a really trending sort of, is Media, and again looks really good. It's had this little run up and starting to move up again. So it's not one of ours, but if you're looking for a trade, I think Media is certainly an exciting stock that's most probably worth having a look over, and potentially could do well over the next month. Anyway, listen, I'd like to thank you for listening to Equity Story, and I look forward to bringing this report tomorrow night.